Hey everyone, Megan Marshall here, director of the Hugh C. Hyde Living Writers series, and I am joined by my fabulous co-host, resource librarian Markel Tumlin. Hey Markel.
Hey Megan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, staying dry over here. We just went
Yeah.
through a serious storm apocalypse,
Oh, I know. I know.
2024.
It's been raining in my office, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
It seems
hoping
to have
that
stopped now, so yeah.
yeah, that leak, doesn't come back.
Well, I think it was just caused by the amount of rain that we got, and it kind of overflowed the plants because I'm underground here, as you know, and I think there's some plants above me, and I think they just got too full. And water's got to go somewhere, and gravity works on it too. So
I guess so, right? I
I
mean,
think that's what happened. Yeah.
yeah, thank you, climate change.
Yeah.
Well, so we're just getting started with our spring semester here. Markel, how was your winter break? Any exciting things that you did?
Yeah, it was fantastic. My daughters both came to town, and my granddaughter and grandson came to town, and we spent time at the zoo and the safari park, and just did a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, it was great.
That sounds
How
awesome.
about you? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was pretty relaxing. Just spent some time with my family. Always fun to see my nephew, opening presents and getting all excited about
Yeah.
Christmas. And yeah, I was had a little downtime before we started, though I feel like, winter break always feels a little bit too short.
Oh yes. All the breaks always feel a little too short.
Right. Yeah. But the highlight though of coming back is starting a new season of our Living
Yes.
Writers series. So we're excited to tell y'all about the amazing authors who hopefully you can come and see. And we're kicking it off in about a week and a half on February 21st, 7 p.m. Love Library, room 430, with award-winning author and artist Miriam Gerba, who's going to be sharing from her most recent collection of essays, which is called Creep,
Yeah.
Accusations and Confessions.
And I've got the flyer right here for
Yes,
that
there's our
one.
awesome flyer there. And I think, this is going to be an explosive way to start the series off. Miriam Gerba has been described as one of the most fearless writers in America. And in Creep, she kind of interrogates who she believes to be creeps, individuals who
Mhm.
she calls out, including Joan Didion, William Burroughs. She does not shy away from calling out these creeps, and also just creep culture. So kind of,
Oh yeah.
the culture that surrounds and maybe enables some of these creepy individuals.
Well, that sounds really fantastic. I really love that. I love that the Philadelphia Inquirer called her effortlessly provocative.
Yes.
And so if those are the creeps that she's going after, then yeah, I can see where that would be.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
and I have to give a shout out to Professor Dr. Bill Noricchio for
very nice.
co-sponsoring this event with the MALAS program as well. He was actually the one who brought my attention to Miriam Gerba's work, so I'm grateful for that, and of course for the sponsorship as well, so we can
Oh
bring
yeah.
her in and get started with the series.
Yeah, I just saw where his Mextasy exhibit is opening up in Santa Ana this weekend. He's got the
Yes.
Mextasy exhibit. In fact, we had it here in the library once several years ago, but he's displayed it a few different places, and I'm sure it grows and changes. But yeah, I saw some photos of the place in Santa Ana where it's going to be, and it looks super cool. So I wish Bill all the best with that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, as do I. If anybody tuning in from Santa Ana, go check it out for us. And then let's see. So next up, we have at the end of the month, February 28th, 7 p.m., Love Library, room 430. We have author and SDSU MFA program alumna, Marta Baltzowitz, who's going to be reading from her debut novel, which is called Big Shadow.
Yeah, and here is I got the flyer for Marta as well. There we go.
Yes. We're
Yes.
excited to welcome Marta back to, her old stomping grounds.
Mhm. Well, she's no stranger to the library, as you know. As we were just discussing, she did some research here for her book, and I'm really curious about this book. I always like first novels anyway because it's always interesting to hear, see how someone's career starts, publishing, and also just the fact that this one has some tie-ins to the New York City punk movement, and that's just an area of personal interest of mine. So I'm just intrigued by the subject matter. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one very much. Also, our one of our librarians who's on sabbatical this semester, was friends with Marta, and she's planning to come in for this event. So I'm excited that we'll get to see my colleague at least once this semester. So
Mhm. Yeah, and I think, it just again speaks to our wonderful partnership, not just with Living Writers, but with our library and our librarians who help us to do the research that we need to do. I know Marcia worked very closely with your colleague to do research on alternative religions and also
mhm.
on aspects ephemera from the punk scene.
Right.
And I don't want to give too much away about the novel, but it does kind of focus on some kind of strange cultish behavior, and then
Oh, okay.
also, kind of possible power dynamics and grooming that might happen in the art industry, and that's where
Very
the punks
interesting.
theme
Yeah.
comes into play.
Well, it's interesting that she was using the alternative religions collection for that, because a lot of people don't know it, but that's really one of our strengths in special collections is our collection of alternative religion materials. So if
Mhm.
anybody out there's looking for a research topic, you might want to think about that.
Yes, yeah, plenty of stuff to
We
go
have a
through
lot of
there.
stuff on that. Yes.
All right, well, that leads us to the following month in March. We have a few events in March. The first one is the Laura Akuma Memorial Reading on Wednesday, March 13th, 7 p.m., Love Library, room 430. We have award-winning author and journalist Erica Hayasaki, who's going to be sharing some excerpts from her book, Somewhere Sisters.
I've got the flyer right here.
Very cool.
Yeah, her book sounds super fascinating. I skimmed through some reviews of that book, and the subject matter of, sisters separated and discover each other years later, just, that's provocative, or just thought provoking, really.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm excited for this event too because, it's not too often that we get authors who are working in sort of creative nonfiction.
Mhm.
And so this would be an example of literary journalism. And it's just very, very compellingly told. She did years and years of research, interviewing both of the families to really to tell the story right and to tell it from the two sisters' perspective. So twin sisters separated at birth. One remained in Vietnam. One was raised by a foster family in the United States. And so just that kind of journey and how eventually they came back together.
Yeah,
So
it's my
yeah, it's
understanding that
pretty
she
powerful.
interviewed all the people fairly extensively to prepare this book. So yeah.
Yes, yeah, she did a lot of research, and I mean, it would won the NPR Best Book Award of 2022. It won a Nautilus Silver Book Award. So I think that the hard work and time that she put into really highlighting the unique experience of these sisters and their families, it didn't go unnoticed, which is great.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm glad she's going to read here.
Yes, I know, right? We're lucky to have her.
Yes.
All right, that takes us to our next event, which is happening on Wednesday, March 20th, 7 p.m., Love Library, room 430. We have award-winning poet and editor Wayne Miller, who's going to be sharing some excerpts from his collection called We the Jury. And then he'll also be sharing, I think, some of his newer work, which is exciting.
Here he's on the blue handout. So
Oh, yes, yeah, we got the blue background.
you got the blue background on that one. Yeah, I was just interested in all the awards he's won. He's won the Colorado, was it the Colorado Poetry Award or
Book
Colorado Book
award.
Award? He's won that twice, because I noticed on your flyer he had been shortlisted, but then when I looked him up online, he had actually won it. So,
Mhm.
and he had won it for one of his earlier books as well. So,
Yeah, it was a post dash.
Post
Yeah,
Dash, yeah, that was the
yes.
title of that one. Yeah. So, at any rate, just it sound when I was reading the description, it sounded like a very serious book. Uh,
Yeah, I think it's, there's a lot of seriousness there. It deals with some difficult topics. But I think there's also some levity, not quite a little bit of humor, but a lot of things that anybody can kind of connect with and kind of exploring in some ways just the human condition.
oh, very nice, very nice. Well, it's another one to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah, and he's also, I mean, he's not only a talented poet, he's a really talented editor, and so he's in addition to doing a visit and to reading for us, he's coming to speak to my literary editing and publishing class.
Oh,
So I'm
very
excited
nice.
about that too.
Oh, wow.
And he co-curates with Kevin Proofer the Unsung Master series.
Well, I
And
remember him. He wasn't he here before?
yeah, Kevin Proofer
Yeah.
came to read for us about a year ago, about a year and a
Okay, I
half
thought
ago.
I recognized that name. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's, Wayne Miller's going to be a really great asset to teach our students. Our students are going to be able to learn a lot from him and his experiences.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
Yes, as am I. Okay, then that moves us forward to now we're on to the following month, April. We
It's an
have
online event, a virtual event. Yes.
Yes, so we only have one virtual event this semester. So, it's a benefit for anyone who is not local or maybe just anyone who might find it difficult to get to the San Diego State campus. This one is virtual on Zoom, so anyone can join. Wednesday, April 17th, we have poet, scholar, and educator Joshua Burton, who's going to be sharing from his debut full-length collection of poetry called Grace Engine.
There we go with the
Yes.
flyer on that one.
And I wanted to give additional props to Joshua Burton because, well, so he does teach at the college level. He's a professor, but he also teaches, I think, AP high school English. So as I always say, my librarians are our heroes. I think anyone who teaches in any capacity in K through 12, also a hero.
Oh,
So
yes.
yes, happy to
Totally,
celebrate
totally
the
agree
work
on
of
that
our
one.
fellow
Yes.
educators.
Well, it's always, like I said when we were talking about Marta earlier, it's always interesting to hear somebody reading from their first book,
Mhm.
at the dawn of their literary career. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, and it's a really, really powerful book. And actually, Ilya Kaminsky, who used to co-direct the MFA program at SDSU, he blurbed the book and called it one of the most compelling books I have read this year.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and
That's
that
pretty
coming
high
from
praise.
Ilya,
It's high praise there.
that
Yeah.
is high praise.
Yeah, that should make everyone want to tune in.
I know. Yes, absolutely. So again, April 17th, 7 p.m. on Zoom. Hope y'all can join us there.
Indeed.
And then lastly, so we're starting with a bang, also ending with a bang, and with one of our former SDSU beloveds, the poet Katie Ferris, who's going to be sharing from her most recent collection, Standing in the Forest of Being Alive, which is, I think, as she describes it, kind of a memoir in poems.
Mm-hmm. No, I always look forward to this. And, as we know, Katie was here for a while and has a following and everything. And there's her flyer, by the way. She got the yellowish colored flyer.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And
Yellow.
yeah, she's done so much since she was here. I mean, in her, and I noticed from the information that you sent me, she had a top 10 poetry book for last year from Publishers Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's that's a big deal. So,
Well, and also this book was shortlisted for the T.S. Eliot Prize, which
oh
is
yeah, yes,
huge.
yeah,
Yeah, for anybody who's not familiar, it's kind of like being nominated for an Oscar.
yeah, exactly.
Um, and even more so, so technically the book didn't fit within like the length. So for the T.S. Eliot Prize, I think it has to be a book of poetry that's at least 80 pages or something. And her book fell a little bit short of that. But the judges were so taken by the work, they said it doesn't even matter. We still want
Oh
to
wow,
honor the book. So if
wow,
that speaks at all to its content, which, as I mentioned, memoir and poems dealing with her experience of getting treated for breast cancer. So it's
yeah.
really, really compelling work.
Well, I'm glad that they recognized that and included the book anyway, because I've always thought that page limits were kind of, well, the work needs to be as long as it needs to be.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
work kind of defines that. And so if the work only thinks it needs to be 70 pages, and that's what it is. So I mean, it shouldn't be, So anyway, well, I'm glad she got the nod. So, and I
Yes.
always enjoy when she comes here because Katie's just such a lovely person. So
She is. Yes. She's wonderful. We are happy to welcome her back, and Ilya will be with her as well. So it'll be a nice homecoming event to
oh
sort of
yeah,
to close out our semester series.
very nice. Well, that's really something to look forward to, very much so then. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to all of them, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got a lot
But
of
when
great
they come here,
authors.
it's like seeing old friends. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think it's been a bit since they've been able to travel back to San Diego. So
Mhm.
it'll be nice to see them again.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well,
that's a really good lineup, a very diverse lineup, and a nice mix of poetry and prose and nonfiction. So yeah, a really good lineup.
Yeah, I think, we're proud of what we have to offer for y'all this semester, and we hope that you can join us. If you're not able to join us physically, please know that whenever I am able, I record all these events and I post them on the Hugh C. Hyde Living Writers Series YouTube channel. So you can check them out there, and while you're there, please subscribe. And you can also check out some original content created by students in the class responding to one or more of the authors that they've had a chance to meet in that semester. So lots of really great content for you on our YouTube channel as well.
Really. Well, I hope to see a lot of people there this semester. I mean, we've had really good turnout. I think it's going to continue because it's such a great series. So
Yeah, I think we've rebounded, from the pandemic days, and it's nice
yep.
to be back together. And yes, we hope to see y'all.
I was going to say not just rebounded. I think it's stronger than it's ever been.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's how I feel about it. So I mean, I
Well,
just, just some of the things that happened because of the pandemic, like the fact that we're recording them and you post them online now, it's just, it just gives the events a little more lasting value. So if people want to go back and review something they saw, they can. So I really like that.
yeah, I do too. I guess, it's one of those silver linings that came out of the pandemic
Yes.
was these kind of moves that we made to shift up the series
Yeah.
and basically expand our community.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have some silver linings that came out of all that. So,
Yes. Yes, it is. All
so
right. Well, thank you, Markel. As always, I look forward to seeing you in room 430 very soon.
sounds good, Megan. I'll see you soon.
All right. Yeah. And we hope to see you all soon too.
Indeed. Everybody and enjoy, have a great semester, everybody. Yeah.
All right.
Take
Yes.
care.
Thank you.